welcome. Welcome to Self-Care Chats, episode 6. And yeah, I'm ready. Hi! Thank you so much for joining me. Let me just get my stuff ready. Hey, hi, thank you so much. Welcome. Hold on, I'm just trying to get this thing to work here. Welcome to Self-Care Chats, episode 6. And today we are hosting the awesome Mr. Mutua Matheka. Super excited. And he should be with us in a few. Hold on. Yeah, I'm just getting some stuff here ready. Thank you so much for joining me. Hi. Welcome. Hi. Oh wow, we've got so much from TikTok here. Hey guys, thank you so much. Okay. Unset. Let's wait for Mutua to come in. And yeah. Alright. Thank you so much for joining me. Hi. Hey guys. Thank you so much. I'm well, alhamdulillah. So today's episode 6 of Self-Care Chats with Farah, and I'm hosting Mr. Matheka. He should be here with us right now in a bit. Hi. Hello. Yeah, we are doing Self-Care Chats with Farah. It's a series on my platforms because it's posted here and on YouTube as well. So yeah, I normally host amazing people. And yes, my guest is here. Let me just... So excited! I'm really excited. He should be with us in a bit. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Yay! Hi!
What's up?
I'm well, alhamdulillah. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeesh, I did a lot to make sure that I'm ready, seated, and focused today.
Yay, that's amazing. Today I'm also wearing your t-shirt representing.
I'm seeing representing. They got to know.
I'm
They have to
a
know.
huge fan. Oh my god, I was so nervous since morning. I told mom today's the night, and then guess what? At around 3 o'clock, Zuku went off. I was like, boss, today is the day.
Lakini Zuku, surely. Do they have to be such a
I
problem
know.
at all times?
Imagine, and then you know
Yeah. There's nothing I've had like complaints about Zuku on Twitter forever.
And they don't respond. Anyways, today's not about
I
Zuku.
think
Today we're talking self-care chats.
Yeah.
None of the switch us off, let's not jinx it. Yeah, same. So Mutua, of course you don't need any introduction. And I will go like letter man way. My next guest doesn't need any introduction.
Not yet. I'm working on it.
No.
Working on it. Not yet.
So please tell us who is Mutua Matheka.
Well, my name is Mutua Matheka. I'm a photographer. I'd like to think, let me just say the easiest way to introduce myself is that I'm an artist, only that I'm using photography at the moment. And so far, photography is the one thing that makes me really happy. Whether it's the only way I'm going to be expressing myself in the future, I don't know. Nobody knows. So, yeah. So I'm an artist. I think at the essence, I'm an artist, I'm a father, I'm a husband. Those are the things I do, and I think the things that I think define me.
You're amazing. I mean, I every time I come to your feed, I'm just like, what? I look at the picture, I'm like, what?
I do try. I
How?
do try to. I do try to impress.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're amazing. You're amazing, and you're an inspiration as well. And that's why I reached out to you, because through this year, I followed your journey of self care. I followed your journey of mental well being, and I've
Yeah.
seen you, create out of all this chaos, amidst all the chaos. And I was like, you know what? I want to know how and why, because I know so many people who overcome so many things. And I'm like, you know what? It's not me. You should see this person, and that's what I'm trying to do with self care chats. So I'll
Yeah.
just start. Um, Nutra, tell us, how are you feeling?
Um. Hmm.
Like, really, in the essence, how are you feeling?
In let me just say the shortest. I think the shortest answer that I have is that I am not okay, but I believe I will be. I'm working towards
Yeah.
being okay.
And
Yeah.
that's so powerful.
Generally, yeah.
Yeah, it's powerful enough for you to accept that you're not okay, and also believe that you will be. That's
I think that, even when there's no evidence
mm,
of the possibility of being okay, I honestly think it's important, it's necessary, and for me anyway, it's important for me because I feel like if in my life without the idea of optimism, I find that it's very hard for me to survive and to be,
okay.
So I'm generally a very optimistic person.
Mm,
I always see the glass as
are
half
full.
full.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm always the person who, even when it's like a tough situation, I'm always the person who is like, okay, 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 we can make this work.
At
Like,
least
I
this is
think,
working.
yeah. But then I'm very task oriented. So I think maybe that's also an escape that I have, that when things go bad
Mm,
or something doesn't work out, I'm like, okay, that didn't work out.
mm,
Maybe let's come up with another plan and then
mm,
work on plan B. I'm not the kind of
mm,
person who has A to D
mm.
beforehand. But then
Ah,
I'm always confident that if plan A fails, plan B will
you
present
think
itself.
of something. Yeah,
Yeah. So I
that's
operate
amazing.
on the fly,
On the
and
spot.
yeah,
Wow.
so that's the optimism in me. The
Uh,
optimistic is like, we'll deal with it at that time. My brain can't handle,
mm.
I feel like my brain
Beforehand,
can't, exactly, it can't handle things that I don't need to handle. Like my brain just
ah,
handles what I need to handle at this moment.
at that moment.
Yeah, things for the future. No,
Ah,
it's too much stress.
I don't
Why?
want to
Why?
know.
Why? I don't want to know.
Why?
Things could go bad, but right now they're okay.
That's amazing. Me,
Yeah.
sometimes I go blank, Mutua. I, I just go blank. Like,
When it's
now
high
what do
pressure.
I do? Yeah, I'm like, hiya, now. I just black out,
No.
like,
Yeah.
blank. I don't know what to do. Then I just go back into a hole and I
Yeah.
switch off.
So for you,
That's
things
me.
have to be well planned out in
Not
advance.
even well planned out, but like
Mm.
when I'm just hit with something, like out of the blue, I'm like, hiya, now, it's
Ah,
like thrown off the
yeah,
building. Now I don't know, should I
yeah,
keep
yeah.
flying or should I just fall, or what do I do? So me, I'm just
Mm.
like, oh,
Okay, I
okay.
get it.
It takes time
Which is,
for me to
yeah, which is
understand,
also
to
valid
grasp.
because
Yeah.
I think people are different.
Of course, definitely.
Yeah.
Mutua in January 2020 and Mutua in November 2020. What has changed and who do you prefer?
I don't, in my, has anything changed in me? I don't know if I have.
Definitely
I
something has.
think the only thing that I remember that I can say is extremely, like, what I thought the world will be like what I expected to see. Expectation and stuff like that has changed. But then here's something interesting. For me, I think as an artist, and I don't know if all artists are like this, but for me as a practicing artist in the economy of a country called Kenya, which is a very tough economy to survive in.
Oh, yes.
So my life already as an, like I feel like this COVID period, in terms of work or the lack thereof, or the uncertainty, I don't feel like for me specifically, and for many other artists I know, I don't think our lives have changed. The level of uncertainty has changed. Like that's most of us, honestly, this is our life almost every day. Like you never know when your next paycheck is coming, even when you've done the work. So like this is us every time. So that part was not shocking. I feel like now the rest of the world is now
Is
coming to understand
realizing, yeah.
that is how we live, especially for us in Kenya. I can speak for Kenya because I know the people that refuse with our money. Most of them are here in the country, but I've realized even worldwide, artists are having troubles with getting paid and things like that. So in terms of that uncertainty, which living like, I don't know. It's like I think since since I went full time into photography, it's been a life of living by faith. You just take the step, even when you don't know whether there is ground under your foot. That's just how. And it's either you wait for things to become clear so you move, or you move even when things are not clear. You just move around in darkness and then you feel like you've touched something. You're like, aha, okay. So I think like honestly the life of an artist, and I say specifically in Kenya, just because like you can do, there are so many artists who can be like, I have saving the amount of 1,000,000 shillings out there, but you're broke at the moment because all those people who owe you have not paid you. All of them are saying signatory is not here, or CG wait for what, or you have to wait for something. So you're like, now what am I supposed to do if these people are not paying me?
when the pandemic hit, did you already have a lot of arrears outstanding? So now it was
With
like
the
just receiving
pandemic,
corona.
I did not have too many because last year, 2019, also, yeah, that's something I should add because, like, for me, and I think I've spoken about it before on my Instagram, 2019, since I picked up a camera in 2010, 2019 was my worst ever year, like, even
What?
worse than 2020, financially at least. The whole of 2019, I did probably 2 jobs.
Whoa.
But also in 2019 was when I started the print shop, Sokoni.
Yeah.
And that was also a result of, like, if I didn't get that broke, I might not have started that shop because I
Okay.
always would, like, I was a lazy print seller. I was like, if someone asks me, I'll
You'll do
sell,
it.
but
Yeah.
I don't really
You won't make it
budget.
a focus. Yeah.
But then it got to March 2019, and I was breaking through as a family, like the last money, where you're like, okay, after this, after April, I don't know how we are surviving because I had lived through like half of 2018, the second half of 2018 without any work. Then the first job I did was like in February 2019. So in March, said, okay, let me just try out this thing with the print shop, sell prints and see what happens. So I did a first flash and I was like, okay, so there's a good interest.
Not
That got
bad.
me, yeah. So then from there, the prints are the only thing that kept my family afloat the whole of 2019. Like I got
Wow.
no job.
Wow.
So 2020 started and I had so much hope. Like when 20, like I think the way people feel about 2020 is what I feel about 2019. 2019, like
Wow.
we were burning papers, crossing over, saying, God, we are done with 2019. We are done. 2020,
Let
let's
it
go.
never come back again.
Let's do this. And then Corona
Oh
happens, and I'm like,
gosh.
I thought 2020 was
Seriously?
supposed to be my
See,
year.
I
What's
thought you
happening?
talked.
I, what's going on?
OMG,
So
OMG.
I think 2020
Wow.
has just reinforced what has changed is in 2020, I'm more emotionally aware than when it started. Probably
I
that's the
was
biggest
about to
difference.
ask you the same, like emotionally,
Yeah.
what do you go through? Because trust me, financial wars, I know, I've been there, and then we're still going through this.
Yeah.
And as you said, for the world, 2020 is just, they're realizing, but for me, for my family, staying at home, like it's normal for me, but still it hit me, it got to me.
Yeah.
I got
Hmm.
scared, like, and I'm like, Mom, why am I scared? I've been used to staying at home, what's wrong with me?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
it still hit me, and I was like, wow, you know,
Yeah. I think there's
it's,
also the weight, you can feel the weight of everything on other people. And I don't know, some people who are like, I know I absorb um like I absorb energy from people. So like if I'm around someone who's not uneasy, I'm like, why am I feeling also uneasy? Even though I'm not the one who has come here with uneasiness. So like
ah,
yeah. So I prefer, sometimes I'm like, let me just go hang out with people who are happy. Let them just, I'll
give
absorb
you
this
that,
happiness.
yeah, give you
I'll
the
take that
vibe.
energy. Because if you're uneasy, if you're queasy, I'll start finding myself absorbing that kind of energy. So it's
And it
possible also
affects
to
you.
be feeling like, if everyone is saying that they're feeling this way,
Yeah, so
you're
true.
not
Oh
feeling
my
that.
God.
You're like, is it because
I
you can also be feeling like this? Am I
so
crazy? Why
true.
am I not?
Yeah, why am I feeling this way? And I'm like, I've been at
Yeah.
home, like, what's wrong with me? Oh my
Because
God. So do you
it's
prefer to
only
be, yeah,
what?
true.
Sorry.
Do you prefer to be emotionally aware as you are now in 2020 than you are in 2019?
Um, I do,
Yeah.
I do, but at the same time, it's like a burden. It's like a burden where it's like when you now are awake to some things, you can't switch them off anymore. Or when you try to switch them off, you are aware that you're switching things off. And you are aware
Wow.
that it's not doing you any good. So now that's how I am. Now I know, I'm like, I'm not okay. I need to, like, I know when I'm doing, like, now I know that I'm doing things to kind of cope. So, but I know, I am aware that that's not the healthiest way. It's only that it will have to do for now
But
until,
is it a bad thing? I don't think so. It's a bad thing
I
to
mean,
know.
no, it's not a bad thing to know, but
Yeah.
it's like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's a heavier thing. When you're aware, just know that you cannot breeze through life anymore. Like, you can never breeze through life, and you can never turn off that, which it's not necessarily a good thing, but sometimes, sometimes things can be heavy and you wish, oh crap, I wish I could just turn off this for even just a day,
Wow.
to just not feel anything for a day,
Not feel anything.
just to be blissful for a day. You know,
And
when they
how
say
do you,
ignorance is bliss,
yeah.
it really is
And
bliss.
Mutua, if you were to release your emotions, how would you release them? Like, do you cry? Do you get angry? Do you get crappy, or do you get cranky? Do you wanna fight? How do you release your emotions? I for one cry, and then when it's really
Yeah.
bad, I cry ugly, and then I fight with my mom also a lot. So that's what. Yeah.
So you take it out on other people also.
Yeah, I also take it out to other things. I like
Yeah.
I snap really a lot. And then another
Yeah.
delay. And then
Yeah.
later I feel like, oh God, that's so horrible.
Yeah, then you feel horrible about it, which
Yeah.
then you feel horrible about it, and then it's like almost a cycle. You're like, now you feel horrible. You start feeling horrible about what you've done on top of the fact that you were feeling horrible before.
Hmm. How do you
What do I
release
do?
it?
I think I find, okay, so now I find that I will probably listen to sad music. When I'm sad, I want to listen to sad music. I want to watch sad things. I want that
No.
emotion yeah, I want it to wash over me
To
until it
feel you
passes.
out. Yeah.
I want it to wash over me.
Wow.
Like when I'm sad, I don't want to be cheered up. I feel like being cheered up is
Just let
so,
me be.
yeah, it's like don't say, oh, what, let me take you out to do something
Eh,
nice.
oh yeah.
I don't like, I feel like that, I feel, for me, I will feel like you're being condescending if you are like,
Oh,
let me go and take you
cheer you out. Yeah.
and make you feel happy. Like, no, you just, it's like a plus. It's just a temporary solution. I'd rather
Mm,
I feeling whatever it is, and then I'll come
mm,
and I'll be again, and I'll have to deal with it.
again. Yeah. So let
I
me
just
just sit and deal with it.
I just rather sit in it. I will. So now I also create. I
Mm,
create. It helps. I listen to sad music.
mm.
I find
So
I've
you
recently.
create this zone for yourself and you sit there and you let it all come out.
Yeah. In
Through
fact, I don't.
art, through the music. It's just coming out. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Wow.
because I don't like, and the biggest reason I don't like talking about it, because even my wife was asking me, Kwanzaa just yesterday, why don't you like talking about? And I'm like, when you talk about sad things to people, most of the time they just also get sad, and
Mm,
then you woye, and I'm like, I don't want people just being
to
woye.
feed off this energy, yeah.
Yeah, if you come, like for me, I'd rather when I'm feeling crappy and you want to come hang out, I'd rather just come hang out. Don't come to try with the energy of trying to make me feel better.
Come
Just,
decide with me.
yeah, be comfortable in whatever
Yeah.
happens. If it's sadness, be comfortable in that. If
Mm,
something extreme happens, let's just flow with it. Like
wow.
I don't like people being sad for me. So even my close friends know, when before I tell them something horrible, I tell them, look, I don't want you to change. Don't change. Don't change. Don't start being woye. Let me tell you, listen, say, okay, okay, okay.
Mm,
Like, don't change. Like,
mm.
because maybe I feel like we can be awkward around sad things because we're like, like someone tells you something sad and you're like, maze, it's do what? And then you continue going into that. Like, I want to tell you, say, okay, ask what you need to ask. If you need to ask me
Mm.
anything, ask. And then after we are done, if you have another story, just tell me the story. If you came with nice, funny stories, come with those funny stories. Don't feel like now I can't tell you how nice my day was because your day was sad.
Oh my
I
God.
like,
You know what? I do that. Like there was a time I had I got this internship and my friend was telling me about her, she was going through some phase and I'm like, and I wanted to tell her so badly, like I
yeah.
got an internship and I'm like, no, I don't think so. I should tell her. And then
If you're
later
coming
on,
around, just tell
yeah,
me, oh, for me, this happened. Let's be happy at least for one person.
she said the same thing. She's like, you should have told me, you idiot. I was like,
Yeah,
I didn't want
yeah.
to, Oh my God. Um, 2020 has obviously been a roller coaster, and like you shared, since 2019. What was your
Yeah.
scariest, what was your darkest moment? Like, what was
Of
your
20,
peak? 2019, I don't know, which was your peak?
I think 19, honestly. I've not had
19.
a dark, I mean, the darkest moment of 2020, unfortunately, I can't talk about it.
Okay.
Uh,
Don't worry.
yeah, it's very personal. But then,
It was
um,
scary.
that one is still
Okay.
something I'm still processing also.
Okay.
But in 20, like for me, honestly, the harder things are
Hmm.
like what made 2019 really hard. I think there are
Hmm.
many things that has to myself in 2019 because when I was not getting work and it passed 6 months, 8 months, and I not gotten work,
Hmm.
I'm usually pretty confident about myself, about my work, about my abilities.
Hmm.
But it gets to a point where I'm like, I was like, what is happening? Is it
What is
that
happening?
have
Yeah.
I been fooling myself that I'm actually talented all this time, and
Yeah.
I'm not? Or has it been a lie to myself?
Self-doubt kicked in.
Is it because am I not talented? Like, why don't people want to hire me? Do I have I just been lying to myself or psyching
Hmm.
myself or just
Hmm.
believing in hype? So, and that's the first time
Wow.
since 2010 that I've felt that about myself.
Wow.
Where and it didn't last long, but the minute I
Did
questioned
you
myself, I realized it was hard.
did you look at your creations and go like, is this really good? Did you
I
question
looked,
your
I looked at,
creations?
what I questioned more than like because I looked at my work and I'm like, but no, my work is really dope. Like honestly, my work is
Wow.
dope. So why aren't people giving me work? Is it maybe I was
Hmm.
like, is the kind of work I do people don't care about it, or the work I do is not important to others as I think it is important to me? Because I was like, I've done a project that I feel this project, I feel like people should be just coming, people should just
Yeah.
be coming to
Like
me to
these.
buy this project because like
Yeah.
there should be a queue
Mm.
to buy it because of how amazing this thing is, the way I
This thing
feel.
is
And then nobody comes, or you present it to
comes.
people and they're like, okay, I mean, it's nice, but we are not ready for this kind of thing. And I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Your brand is tailored perfectly for this thing. So how
Wow.
is it that I'm the only one seeing this? Have I been kidding myself and this thing is not important to anyone but me?
Wow. And how do you deal with that? Gosh. Gosh.
It took me a couple of days. Like it was a thought that will come on and off, on and off.
Mm. Mm.
I had a very good conversation with
Mm-hmm.
Mudhoni, drama queen,
Okay.
and at one of the low points. And I think for me, she was one of the people that whether she knows it or not, but she's one of the people that literally got me out of the funk. The funk now was probably it was getting properly deep like when COVID was starting. It was like
Shoot.
at the height of uncertainty now, feeling like
Mm.
I don't know, like this work, I don't
Maybe you
understand what's
need a
going
career change.
on. By the way, I was like now it's been more than a year, 14 months between jobs. And when I say
Wow.
job, between a photography job and for a full-time photographer, that's a long
Too
time.
long. Yeah.
So, and one thing that she told me that I'm going to paraphrase it, but ideally, one thing she made me realize is that even when clouds exist, the sun never doubts itself just because it's not getting to me. Like the sun's job is to shine, it just shines. It doesn't care whether there are clouds under it that are stopping the sun's rays from reaching the ground. The sun doesn't care about that. She was like, I understand everything that you're feeling, and all those feelings are valid. She was like, but I need you to understand something. I need you to understand the truth. And when we say that the work you do is important and that you're dope as an artist, it's not subjective. That is a truth. You might forget that truth, but that's the truth. Whether you forget that truth or not, it doesn't change the truth. And so you just need to remember the truth and come and keep reminding yourself of that truth. For me, one of the things that also encourages me, honestly, is the Bible. And one of the things that also I read at that time, oh crap, I had a line of thought and it has disappeared.
Oh no. Happens to me all the time.
Actually, that line of thought was so clear.
Oh, Angie.
So clear, so clear, so clear. Oh yeah, it was that faith is action. Faith without action is dead. You don't prove. The only way we say someone has faith is by the things they do. It's not by the things they say.
Oh my
You can
God,
say so
that
much.
is so true.
Isn't it true? Like it doesn't matter how much you say you believe in. Let's just say arbitrary example. It doesn't matter how much you say you believe in that bridge if you've never walked on it.
Never walked on it.
You
True.
walk on that bridge that you can show, I trust in the integrity of this bridge. It's not by saying, hey, that bridge. The words mean nothing. Faith without action is dead.
True.
And so it is in the actions that the faith gets strengthened. And then something else it also says is that faith comes by hearing. Meaning, when you doubt it, either someone needs to tell you or you need to say it so that you hear it. And when you say it, the faith will come. It comes because you hear it. And that is why when you tell a child you are loved and you are valid and you are worthy, the child believes it because they hear it over and over. Not because you say, see, I already told you last year. You need to remember. Nothing has changed.
Amen. Oh my God. I had a thought when you were saying about why you weren't getting jobs, and I wanted to share about how I'm struggling with sending out proposals to brands, and I'm just getting thank you for sharing, and then my friends are all like, why are you so lazy? I'm like, I don't think so. No one is signing me up. What is wrong with me? And
I
when you
know.
said faith is action, I'm like, Farah, you're doing the same thing. You're going at it. You're keeping at it. You're still sending those proposals. Yes. And
Yeah.
then when you said when you have to speak it out, you have to hear it. I always say that I love myself. I'm amazing. I know that. And I'm like, Mutua, you just read my mind and you repeated all that. Amazing.
It's honestly,
Subhanallah.
yeah, it's so true. And honestly, I have to say it's easier said than done.
Of course, yeah. It's a journey, and it's
It's
not like I wake up every day and I'm update and all, Like I wake
yeah,
up some days and I'm like, you know what? This is it. I'm done with this body
yeah,
today, I'm just done. Or there's days I don't want to look into the mirror. I'm like,
yeah,
because everything around me is pretty, and I open Instagram and they're amazing women, and I'm like, wow, I
yeah,
do that. I mean, I'm human, right? But then I
yeah,
also quickly snap out of it. I'm like, no, you are you and you are different, and there's a
yeah.
reason for you and there's a
Exactly,
path for you. Yes.
exactly.
And that's what I believe in.
And that honestly takes time. It's something that takes time to build. The understanding that I'm not here by flukes.
mm,
I have a path that's for me. And the harder thing in life is
mm,
usually sticking to your path,
mm.
especially when it's a tough path. When it's an easy path, it's not hard.
It's not hard,
When,
yeah.
when, when other paths look easy. and
Mm.
it's hard.
Yeah,
It's hard.
when I get messages from girls telling me, how are you so confident? How are you so confident? How do you go out? I'm like, yeah, why should I stay at home? Why should I lock myself up? Like,
Exactly.
hi, why?
Yeah. And for many
I'm
people,
like,
honestly, they're trying to see you through their lens.
hmm.
Because many people can't see others outside what they see themselves as.
Yeah,
You
and,
know
and
that
I when people see themselves in the mirror, I feel like all they see is like, my nose. What is wrong with my nose? Like, why
you,
why don't I have cheeks? And I'm like, girl, you have to stop seeing those small things. That is nothing. That is nothing compared to the whole of you.
it's
Look at
nothing.
you. I mean,
Just,
your arm can stretch out straight. Mine cannot. And
yeah.
that's not stopping me. So that's why I'm like, wow, are you really looking at your nose right now? Seriously?
Serious. And it's so weird because what you're saying, I experience that a lot when I shoot, the times that I shoot portraits. Because I shoot,
Okay.
and I remember the time that I stopped shooting portraits a couple years back. And the main reason for me was that I felt so many times I shoot portraits, majority of what I have to deal with is people that are unsure of themselves. When I shoot
Aww.
I see the picture.
Aww.
I'm not seeing that pimple or that
Yeah,
whatever that is.
you're not
I'm
seeing that.
because I'm seeing something, like I'm seeing a composition that I had in mind that
Mm.
now I have achieved, and I'm like, yes,
Yes.
perfect, I've gotten it. And then you show someone, and they're like, I don't like how I. So now
Oh my
I, in
god.
fact, I started every time I shoot someone, I tell them, look, self,
I won't
self
change you.
Self doubt is not allowed in this space. It's not allowed. You're not allowed to look at
Amen.
this picture
Amen.
for what you don't like about yourself.
Yeah.
You are
True.
not
Oh my
allowed
god.
because that's how I'm looking at this picture.
Hmm.
I'm looking at this picture and seeing something that I had imagined before that is now come to life.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this picture thinking that you have a hair that is not straight or a hair that is not curled in the proper way.
Totally.
And when people look at themselves, that's what they see. They
That's what they
look,
see.
and we are all guilty about this. We are all guilty of things, and that by itself is not the bad thing. But I tell people, look, I need you to see this picture and see how the picture is amazing, and understand that you are the reason the picture is the way it is.
Hmm.
And small things that you're looking at, in the long run, in the bigger picture, they don't matter.
They don't. And
They don't
imagine no one
matter.
is even looking at those things. It is
Yeah.
just you. It is
Because
just you.
honestly, in a field, imagine in a whole forest having one tree saying, "I don't like how the position that I am in this forest," and you're like, "I
Hmm.
didn't even notice you specifically as a tree. You, in the context of this forest, are amazing because you are
Yeah.
what makes this forest
This
amazing."
forest amazing.
So
Exactly.
every single thing that we have, whether it's the texture of our hair, whether it's the shape of
The
our
skin.
nose, the color of our eyes, all of those things are the things that make you you. They're the things that make
You.
us.
Us. Yeah.
And that unique thing, that unique way that we are ourselves, is the special thing that we have to offer this world.
To offer to the world.
Yeah,
Exactly. Oh my
yeah.
god. Amen. Mutua, tell us about creating isolation that in such and how did it come out? How did it just pop in your head? Take us
Uh,
back to the
so
exact day it came in
I
your head.
let me tell you, I don't do well with exacts, but I'll
No, it was
say
2020, yeah?
one of the, yeah, it was this is a 2020 project. Let me tell you one
Okay.
thing that I'd said in 2019 as 2019 ended. I'd said that because I've been working a lot with my friend Mumbi. She's a photographer, and she's a portrait photographer. And by working with her, I realized that I do like shooting portraits. Remember, I said that I'd stop shooting portraits. I realized that I do like shooting people, but then not as a portrait photographer. Like I have concepts and ideas that need people
Okay.
for me to
Oh.
achieve other people.
Ah.
And so I'd say 2020, I'm going to intentionally shoot more portraits and
Okay.
come up with concepts
But
and
with a
ideas that,
concept. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So I think about this thing, and there are some that I even shot in January that are that I haven't yet shown, like full ideas where, and I was excited about that being my 2020, like come up with like
Highlights.
it's going to be the year that I do portraits and I shoot people more. And then, of course, COVID happened. Like I didn't work a lot in the year because what was happening? I had a trip planned for. I had a fellowship where I needed to go present my work for this fellowship, and that was in
Okay.
Johannesburg end of February. So I spent most of the year and most of January. No, most of January I generally don't work. I try as much as
Okay.
possible.
Okay.
February was preparing for this trip and preparing for this presentation. So end of
Okay.
February was when I was going to be in Joburg to this presentation, and then combine that with our anniversary celebration with my wife, who just turned 10 years. So she was going to come and join me, and a couple of our friends were coming with us to Cape Town. So for me, I will just
Oh.
finish what I'm doing in Joburg, and then I come to
And
Cape Town,
then.
and they find me in Cape Town. So
Oh.
we were in SA for a while, and then COVID becomes very serious while we are there. Because all that time we were like, COVID is
Oh, you
just
were
in
already
China.
there.
Yeah. Because COVID
Okay.
was, we started talking about it in February, early February, but it wasn't in Africa per se. And that was when it was still
Mm-hmm.
not even in Europe. So by the time it was now in Africa properly, that was that much. So by the time we are getting back home, we got home and lockdown started. Kenyan lockdown started the week after.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Wow, that was
So,
close.
okay, few, yeah, so close like this. We'd have been locked down in Cape Town. Then, when I came, of course, now for the first 1 month of COVID, like there was nothing I could do. For me, I was just seeing news. Like every day, I was just looking at news, looking at numbers, and
Yeah.
seeing, hey, it's now
Eh?
in Europe. Hey, it's now in America. Look at the numbers. Those chaos were impossible for me to do anything in. So I
Mm-hmm.
was just at home, just nothing. In fact, I was just waking up, movies, news, movies, news, movies, news for like a month. And then I was like, okay,
Wow.
now, uh, okay, I mean, we need to do something. I mean, now life seems like this is life. And I don't know when I started, but then I said, okay, I think I'm going to do, and then, people are doing the most, whether it's working out and like workout challenges, there are other people who are doing whatever other challenges. Like everybody was trying to get into a thing to kind of cope with the madness of being at home. So I was like, I'm a photographer, I'm at home, the only person I have is me. Why don't I just start a self-portrait project? So I said, I'm going to start a self-portrait project, but my intention was to shoot daily. So I
Okay.
keep myself busy and also at the same time keep myself occupied. And at the same time, like find a way to shoot because I love shooting. Shooting calms me. Shooting gives me, like for me, it's the most logical thing to do that I love to do. So I said, I'm going to start shooting myself. And so I put out the first one. And the concept was not, at that time, it wasn't like to create fantastic concepts or whatever. In fact, the first like 7 isolation pieces were just actually like fun pieces. There was one where I was like a work from home situation.
Yeah. Mm. The
And
bathroom one also.
yeah, that was just to poke fun at people
Yeah.
how they have to hide from their kids to get some sanity or to
Hmm.
have a Zoom call. So like it was just supposed to be fun, but then like by the time I was getting to the second one, I realized, wait a minute. I said that I wanted to shoot a lot more portraits this year, and, and conceptual portraits and things like that. And by the time I was on the 10th one, I realized, wait a minute, I'm actually shooting portraits in 2020,
Portraits. Yeah.
only that I didn't expect that I was going to be the subject. But the intention that I'd put out at the end of 2019, that I'd be doing a lot more portrait work in 2020, in a way, look at it, especially
It's
now,
coming out, yeah.
it's true, only that I expected that I'll be getting people out there and shooting them, but I've been shooting myself. So the goal is still the same. So that's not surprising because that's the energy I came out with, like saying I want to shoot people. I just didn't expect the people will be me. I just
You.
expect that I'm working with the same.
And I don't think anyone would like to see their head chopped off.
You know? So the concepts, the
Right?
concepts just wilder. They just go to wilder, and the
Yeah.
emotion, and I now
Like
started
you
to.
really, I feel like you spoke to a lot of people. Like
That's what I
seriously,
realized.
when, yeah, you really did. And I was like, shoot, oh my God, even I do that, you know? And
Yeah,
I've commented
and
so many times on that. Ah, Mutua, stop! You're getting into my head, literally.
look, it's because I
Wow.
am. I think that's what, honestly, I think when that's what happens when I think that's what happened. I've heard about this idea and I believe in it, but I think I've seen it in my work the most with this creating isolation because there's so many artists who keep saying how they keep saying how when you're the truest when you're the truest you and your work comes from that place which is truly you, like when you work on being the truest you and not trying to be someone else, you're just trying to get to who is truly you, and you put that out, you will find that there are so many people inspired by the true you, and you'll find that you even attract a tribe of people that are attracted to that you,
Yeah. Because they
and then you
find
find that you're
relativity.
yes,
They find,
and you find
because
that you're more used to the world that way.
yeah, yeah, true, so true. Because these
Yeah.
people cannot remove their emotions like that. So you are like a tool, you know, like yes, Nutua, it's safe for me to say on your post. I can comment
Yeah,
like yes, yeah, I feel the same way, and it's safe for me to say
exactly.
that. So you
Yeah,
create this space for them. That's
yeah.
amazing. Where do you think will it end with 2020? I hope not.
I hope not. But then,
Yeah.
in fact, I've been thinking about this today, because I was like, after 2020, for me, I don't think it will be isolation, but I think the whole idea,
Yeah.
what it has started with the work that I'm creating,
Mm, mm,
and work that pulls more in from my emotions. I think I want to do that more. It might not be isolation anymore, but then I'm an
yeah.
artist. I keep creating pieces. They might not be
Mm,
inspired in the same way as but like when you think about it, like what creating isolation did, I feel for me is open a door into a room that I didn't know I had in my
that you
house.
had.
So
True.
now I'm just going to go further into this room, and who
Rom.
knows what will come out of it.
Come
So
out.
I'm not putting pressure on the isolation idea to be
Mm,
what
mm,
pushes things forward, but
mm.
I'm willing to see what comes out of
What comes out of it?
this
Oh my
new
God. And we're
style.
excited to see that.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
excited to see that.
Me too,
Nutua,
honestly, I'm excited. Yeah.
yeah. What does Nutua do for self-care?
Honestly, I don't know, but and the reason I'm saying I don't know is because I've never been that person who, like when there are people that are very aware that I do this thing
For
for
you.
self-care.
Mm.
Yes. I
Let
don't know
me
if
say it this way. How does Nutua love himself?
okay, actually that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, how do
There are a
you?
couple of things that I do that honestly for me feel like that.
That's just for you.
On the on the technological side, I
Oh
I
God,
love I love like
obviously.
I love movies. I love movies. For
Uh-huh.
me, movies are a way that I
Same,
like
same.
leave me in a movie, give me a
Yeah,
movie, nobody is there to interrupt me, whatever. A movie, good sound, and leave me alone, lights off. I love movies. If I'm feeling
same.
sad, I watch a sad movie, I feel better actually. I also like sometimes I take drives,
Okay.
especially before like drives, especially when I had my 4x4
Hmm.
because it had an amazing sound system. So I just blast my favorite music in there
Music.
and take a drive. And sometimes I will just be here. My wife sees me say, I just tell her, look, I'll be back. She's like, okay. I take the keys
She
and I
knows.
go out. I go into the bypass and I just drive because I live on Mombasa Road. I
Oh.
get on the bypass and I could go past Karen, just driving, get to
Oh.
Kikuyu, turn around, and just drive back home.
Hey, by the way, we are neighbors.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Like I would, that for me is fantastic. I love that. Driving does it for me. Like especially driving without anyone, just music and the road, and just go. And all I just go until I get lost and I feel okay, this is
Okay,
nice.
okay, it's time to go back home.
Yeah. Now, because I moved to a place where with a nice compound, and one of the days, even this week, I think one of the days that I was just feeling extremely down, I go out and I water the plants and
Ah,
just hang out there, remove some weeds. Sometimes
ah,
I move plants from one place to another. Like for
to
me, that's an
another.
activity forward to
Hmm.
going and getting out the roots, just tending to the
Hmm.
garden. And when I buy new plants, or like today, I just came from my mom's and I got some new plants. So I'm scheduling. I'm like, when do I have about
Oh
2 hours?
wow.
Because there are some plants I need to move from one place to another,
Yeah.
and I have some new plants that I need to put in the ground. So like things like that, they really
Enrich
now
you.
it's
Hmm.
become I expect that, but so I can't
That's
wait to
nice.
go on. I think
You
gardening has
you
become
you are my mom.
clean.
Like you know what my mom does? She moves
Yeah,
around the furniture. So so the sitting room, my bedroom. When she's
yeah.
moving it around, you just know. Okay, you know what? Just let her do. Just let
Just
her do
leave her.
it. Just
Yeah,
let her
just
do
leave her.
it. Even
You'd
my
rather
dad
leave
is like,
her move it
"Oh
around and then
God, are we moving again?"
I mean, yeah, because if that's the thing that she needs to get to that place, let her do
Hmm.
it.
Just
Yeah.
let her do it. Yeah. But when you look into the mirror, what do you see?
Superficially, I love how I look, and I really like looking at myself in the mirror.
Ace,
Honestly,
ace.
superficially, I could spend some time in the mirror just to like,
Ace, Ace.
okay.
Hey,
I
you
mean,
not human.
then I'm like, there's some. I think I could work on some things here, not for the
Yeah.
sake of like how, like for me, I look at it and I'm like, if if I got serious with my
Uh,
fitness, I
uh,
think I should focus on something here, and not in the extremely vain thing, like, but then with some vanity where I'm like, I think I'd be happier if that looks a certain way, but like where I'm like, I could work on this, I could work on
yeah.
this, but I
And
don't
then
do
you
that.
could make
I
people
don't do
fall.
that as a critique. You know what I mean? Like I don't do
Yeah,
it as a
true.
critique.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
that's so good.
this has taken time where I'm in a place where I think I love myself as I am, and so yeah. So mirrors are
Wow.
exciting places. I'm so vain. I know. So vain.
I got a question from one of my followers, and they wanted to
Okay.
ask you, who is your role model? Who do you look up to?
Gosh, it's not just one. There are so many people for different things.
Name two.
I'll definitely say my mom is one of them because I feel like my mom is someone who I think just me, who I am now as an artist, is a lot because of things she instilled in me when I was growing up. For better or worse, like there are many things I also don't like about what she did. I mean, how I feel like she raised us, but I also understand that, everybody, it is what it
Of
is.
course.
Like everybody does the
Yes.
best that they can. Now, as a parent, I understand. Like
You
I'm doing things
understand. Yeah.
no, my child will complain about in 20 years. You're talking to on a live like this saying, my dad.
There's
He will
something
look at
like that human. I don't know what is wrong with him.
yeah. Even when you come and ask me, I'll be like, but I thought I was trying to help him to whatever. So my mom, I understand, but like I credit it, I credit my artistic love to things that she did. Like when she believed that you needed to know something, she went out of her way to make sure that you know it. And some of those things I didn't think they were useful, but as an adult now I
Today
appreciate
you
them
see that.
because and it's very simple things from using cutlery in the proper way. Because my mom was just anal about things like those, like she had us every Sunday set the table as if it was a hotel.
Wow.
Where you have like 3 forks on one side,
Eh?
3 spoons.
What do I do now?
Those are things that we used to do in primary school.
Wow.
Is the fork for up there, that is the dessert knife, that's a dessert knife, that's a dessert fork. And she will make that meal, the 3 course meal, so that you guys learn.
Wow.
So I grew up
No.
thinking, families did this. The first time that I had a dinner in a hotel, for me, I knew what all the
You knew
cutlery was for.
everything. Wow.
When
So you are like,
classmates,
Mom, thank you.
yeah, I was shocked when my classmates will be like holding the fork in a certain weird way, and I'm like,
Eh.
you guys don't know how to use these things. I thought everybody was
Ace. Ace.
realized only as an
Ace.
adult.
Yeah.
So I'm not
Wow.
lessons. But
That's
I think
amazing.
let me just summarize and say for her, she's yeah. And then she's one of the people that she forced us. Like, how do you know how many trees I planted when I was in high school and primary school
Okay.
in our place in Machakos? And for me, that was like a bother. Like, why are you forcing me to plant trees? Like her hero was Wangari Maathai, and she has still, and I think she's surpassed it. She had a plan in her lifetime to plant 1 million trees, and I think she passed it.
Wow.
Not just in her
Mashallah.
place, but like to plant trees,
Everywhere.
things like
Oh.
this. So my mom was that, and now look at me talking about self-care, being
So,
me planting
plants.
in my
Wow.
garden. So clearly, I hated it, but it has rubbed off somehow.
Yeah, definitely it has to.
I think
Mutua, are we going to do the cutoff at 7? Aman, now this is
I
doing.
don't know why it's not showing you that you have time.
No.
Ah, yeah.
It's
Okay,
not
then
showing me.
just
So
finish
yeah,
it
let's
because it's not.
I wanted to play a small game with you. 3 questions. Would you rather? So
Oh my
okay,
gosh,
and you have to
Amar,
answer quickly.
things don't go very well for me. But okay.
Okay, would you rather only be able to shoot with your phone or only be allowed 5 frames a day on whatever camera you choose? So only your
Five, what
phone
five
or 5 frames
on a camera?
on a camera you choose. Only 5 or your phone.
Okay, I'm going to engage the logic brain and say phone.
Phone. Hiya.
Yep, and that's because phones nowadays are so good that I can literally survive on iPhone only. And
Wow. Hey, you guys, this is coming from the photographer. So yeah,
yep,
whoever
give me
is
my
thinking I
iPhone. By
need
the
a
way,
DSLR, you don't.
only if the phone is an iPhone. Unfortunately, if it's an iPhone,
Yeah,
then
yeah, of
take
course.
the DSLR. Let me keep my iPhone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, even I shoot with my DSLR only, with my iPhone, sorry. Okay,
Okay, that
number
was not so
two.
bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather only be allowed to shoot in hard sunlight or not be allowed to post-process your photo?
Either harsh sunlight or no post processing.
Yeah.
No processing.
Ah! How are you? You're shocking me. Really?
I am. You're shocked. I'd rather not
Yeah.
process. I can get. Here's the thing. With my camera, if I'm allowed to tune my settings in camera, I
Oh,
can get
okay.
pictures that work perfectly. Don't need editing.
No need anything. Wow. Wow. Hey, hey, no wonder you're Mutua, of course. Hey.
I am sure it is possible. It is possible. Did you know
Wow.
how bad?
Hey.
Oh, okay. It's supposed to be a quick fire. I'm thinking too much. This is the problem.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm,
yeah.
because I'm seeing benefits on either side.
Oh, okay. But
Because I could
so,
also shoot in the harsh sunlight, but then
uh-huh.
just hold, uh, what do you call it? Like hold a soft thing
Mm,
that will create not a shadow, but like something
but some
translucent
softness. And
easily,
then
and I'll be
also,
okay.
I wanted to ask you, Nutua, you always had this background of black and white and dark grays in your lives, in your IGTV, and then
Yeah,
you know what I feel like doing? I feel like just picking you up and putting you somewhere where there's so much color, and I'm like, I'm
because you're
sorry,
like, it's
like
you
why
need
is it so
brightness.
dark?
I know. I love dark. I love dark.
So
I think
basically,
there's
you
beauty in dark.
generally, okay, generally you like grays, and that's like your perfect I don't know, that's your
Yeah,
perfect edit
I feel
or setup.
so. I feel like that's true because like when people, how people have, there are some Instagram feeds that are very bright, and you can tell this person,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
the whatever filters they edit with, they just the bright.
Mm.
Bright is all very white and whatever, and that could never
Me
be
here.
me. I could never, like even the presets that I would buy are just moody. I
Oh,
like moody
yeah, yeah. Oh,
feeling.
yeah,
I feel
that's the
like,
word, moody. Yeah, that's the
yeah,
word.
like I like things that make you feel something. I feel like,
Huh.
but also here's my thought.
Mm.
Because like bright pictures to me are like comedies. They make everyone
Okay.
feel happy,
Mm.
but I don't feel like they make anyone stop and think.
Think.
Yeah.
Ah.
They make you feel happy
So,
as you scroll. You feel
yeah.
happy. You're like, oh, nice, nice, ta, 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 ta.
Oh, nice,
But I want you to
nice.
stop. I want you to stop. For me, I want to create
Yeah.
pictures
Oh
that
my God.
capture a mood.
Wow. That's so true.
And
Now
rarely,
I'm
it's
realizing it's so
harder. You know
true.
what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like with the
true.
happy,
I
happy
stop.
picture. Because
I
most of
do
the
stop.
Instagrams,
Because you want to see it nicely, you want to see
yeah,
it,
yeah.
and you want to like, oh, okay. Oh my God. Thank you for
So
teaching me
that's what I
that.
feel. So like when these bright pictures, I feel the mood is not really like I see them and I feel happy. I'm like, oh, okay,
Mm,
that's nice. And it's like it has to be at the beach. Rarely can that be like under some canopy or under a forest somewhere. You can't make that bright.
mm, mm,
It has to be like beach, it has to be skies. And that's nice. It's just
mm,
not my genre of what I enjoy. I enjoy emotional things. I enjoy moodiness.
mm.
I like people to stop and feel something. That it
So if
doesn't
you are
have to
to
be
shoot
just
a
feel.
portrait of me, let's say, And by the way, you do know, yeah, like when you had your new collection, I'll be ordering for you. You remember?
But when I have a new, wait, sorry, repeat that.
When you have a new collection
Uh,
of your prints, remember I told you I'll be ordering for you. You remember?
that's true. That is true.
Yeah.
Thanks for reminding me. I forget things until because I've not shot anything this year. I've not even put out anything new collection. I likely
Yeah.
will beginning of next year. This year was just weird.
Awesome, awesome. So if you were to shoot me,
Yeah.
say just raw, what would the mood be like? I'm just asking you.
I This is the part. This is the part that I was. When I remember when I told you I'm an overthinker, and when you ask me something like this, I immediately go into thought mode. I'm not good with quick
Oh
fires.
God.
So even now, I have to think, and then also my ideas most of the time don't come on the spot. Like many of my ideas come
Hmm.
as I'm driving, as I'm watching
Yeah.
movie, and then I think of something, and I'm like, oh wait, a picture, and then I switch off the movie and I close my eyes and I go
Oh.
somewhere where I start
Oh
thinking about
wow.
and I think about it and I think about it more. So
Okay, don't
now,
think, don't think, don't think. Let me go to my
yeah,
question.
if I start thinking about your question,
Don't think. Yeah, I should take time. Okay, the
I'll go
last
somewhere else.
question.
Uh,
Yeah. Would you rather have skin that changes color based on
uh-huh.
your emotions, or
Yeah.
tattoos appear all over your body depicting what you did yesterday? It's hard.
Let my skin change color.
Hey,
Let my
you
skin
don't like
change color. At
tattoos?
least people will. I like tattoos, but I don't know if I want to
They're
tattoo
for
what I
life.
do every day onto my body.
No, God, that's so true,
Let my
by the
skin
way.
change color. At least people will
Yeah.
know if I'm pissed at them
Oh, yeah.
immediately.
What color? What color
I
would you
just
be?
turn red. They're like,
Ish.
I would put a color chart I send to people so that they can see. You want me at blue.
Oh,
Blue is
and blue.
neutral or gray.
What's your favorite color?
I don't have a favorite color.
Ah, ka.
I
No,
can't.
you do.
I really don't. There are many colors that I know the colors I don't like, which
Okay.
is I don't like
No,
purple, I
don't
don't
you
like
think?
pink. I'm
Don't
not
say
attracted to those
it.
colors, and I don't like
Oh
blue.
no.
I
Oh,
do like,
blue.
yeah, yeah, I don't like blue. I know my earphones are blue. Well, now I'm at a phase where I don't like blue. I think I liked blue at some point, but I don't like blue. I really like,
Huh.
okay, what I found in creating, I really, for
Hmm.
my artwork, I
Hmm.
found myself really loving this weird transition of pink, purple, reds.
Hmm. Hmm.
But
Yeah, I've seen
before that, I
those.
would never
And
have used
yellows.
purple. And yellows, yes, but more
Hmm.
towards oranges, reds. So orange, red,
Oranges. Yeah.
yeah. And then I really like not turquoise. I really like teal. I really love teal. Like I find teal to be such a complicated, beautiful color that does everything. Like that's a super color.
Hmm.
It does everything
Hmm.
exceptionally well.
Wow.
And I
Yeah.
really
Teal
like
is
gray. I really like gray in all versions.
gray.
Yeah.
You, your wardrobe is mostly grays, black, whites.
White, like I mean, now I'm in a gray t-shirt, but my wardrobe is a very simple wardrobe. It's just white t-shirts and blue jeans and colorful socks.
I remember the don't rush challenge. It was
So I
so
had to be
dumb.
like, I was like,
Ace.
now what do I even wear? It was a problem. It was a problem. Like every time I have an event or something that needs me to be fancier than jeans, I have to go out and buy clothes.
Oh, shoot.
because
For
I literally
real.
only wear t-shirts and
And
jeans.
jeans.
Yeah, blue
Wow.
jeans, white t-shirts. That I would wear that every day of my life.
Wow. So you're just simple. Truly
I
simple.
prefer, like, I don't want to think about, honestly, I don't want to think about clothes. I
And me,
can,
I'm
that's
over
why, and
here. I can.
I like putting all my color in my socks. So
Oh,
I really hate
yeah.
black and white. I really hate black socks, white socks, gray socks, brown socks. I don't like. I
How could
like
I
socks
forget
with
the
color.
socks? Oh my god. I love them.
You've seen the socks, yes. I
Yes,
love
I
colorful
love them.
socks. I collect socks anytime I can.
Mutua, when you traveled first after, I think when the lockdown was lifted, how did you feel?
Yeah. I felt free. It felt very nice actually.
Really?
Yeah, and because it was also a simple, it was a trip to Amboseli. We just went to a
Yeah.
park camping. It was brilliant. Like there was not too many people, so it felt
Mm,
like you isolated but outside.
outside.
So it
So it
felt
was
so
so
good
nice to
because
be open
it
in
was
the
so
open
good. Yeah,
space.
exactly. Because I
So
had not
nice.
been outside. For me, I'd just been in the house. I was
Yeah,
not going
yeah.
outside. I was just in the
Uh,
house. Yeah.
mm. Were you
So it
scared,
felt nice.
like coming close to people? Do you get anxious now?
Yeah.
You do?
People I don't know. I've never liked being in near people I don't know.
Okay.
That has not
Mm.
changed. Now it has just been
Mm.
heightened. I'm
Yeah,
like, we don't
yeah.
need to be together. Now I'm like, every time, even now in the supermarket, I'm like, they've literally put stickers. You just stay there. Why are you so close to me? I'm always like, they've put stickers.
You should see my mom
Surely.
when she goes out with me. She's always holding it like, don't go near us. I'm sure she pushes me back. She's
Which is
like
true.
my daddy.
People have already forgotten because now in the supermarket, people are just standing in a line. So I'm like, because me, I stand far
What
from
is
the
wrong
person
with
who
you
is
people?
paying. I stand far,
Yeah,
which is what I
yeah,
prefer anyway, COVID or
yeah,
not.
of course, yeah.
But then because I stand far, the person behind, who is supposed to be further back, comes
Eh,
just
eh.
behind me. So I'm that person in queues. You know, like if a queue is following each other like this, I'm always that person who puts myself here.
Yeah,
I find myself like that, like on the side, spoiling the queue because I'm like, hey, watu wamefinyana sana. Let me just stand on the
what's
side.
happening?
I just sidestep.
Wow.
So now, because if I stay further, the person behind me will come. In fact, sometimes I
Mm-hmm.
used to put my trolley behind me
What?
because I can control the person in front.
In
But then
front.
the
Oh
person
yeah, you
behind, I
put the
can.
trolley
So
behind you.
I'd rather put the trolley behind me and then I just stand with my trolley like this. So they can't
That
come
is so
closer.
clever.
That's the trick. That's the trick by the supermarket.
That is so
Take the
clever.
trolley, put it behind you.
Put it
Then give
behind.
yourself distance in front. Then Nyuma, that person will be pissed. They'll just be like, you keep moving. And you're like, wait, distance.
I think we are going to learn so many things in this new normal. Oh my god, the choice is an amazing,
These are the
amazing
hacks. These are the new
challenge.
hacks.
Okay, we have to learn. We need a YouTube channel. Hack, new normal
I know.
hacks.
New normal hacks. I
Yeah,
know.
we could do like, we could do skits. We could do real skits and show people how it's done.
Let me tell you.
Serious?
But seriously,
Yeah.
people who come right behind you in the supermarket, like, where are you going? Like, just because you're closer to me, it doesn't mean that they will. It's
You're
not a
closer to
queue that
the
moves faster based on how close you are.
close you are.
Like, even if
But
you're
that's
close to
like
right behind me, they have to pima all the items in the trolley.
until, yeah.
Until they finish, there's nothing. Like, you being close to me does
But
not
that
help
is the
anything.
Kenyan way. That is how we
Ash.
are. I know. It's
Like, I'm
so
always sure
childish.
to steal in someone. Hata ni vizuri nowadays at the banks, there are no queues. You know the way, or even people don't go to the bank, but now people sit. Because kitambo at a bank,
Oh
yeah.
no, it was crazy. Yeah, it
It
was
was for
totally crazy.
turning, or you just stand hands akimbo so that you're poking someone with the elbow if they're not moving.
Auntie, what?
You start, let me tell you. You start, so what you do is you do that, and then now you just
Oh,
start.
yeah. Oh,
You put that nini behind. So if the queue is going this way, you put this
oh,
hand like
okay.
this, and you can continue with your phone. So
I've seen people do
that person
that.
comes to Dunga you, you're just over there.
That would not even
Ah,
work in Italy. I'm telling you. Oh no, it won't work.
it wouldn't work. They will push that
No,
elbow.
they will push that elbow tastuka to you there.
Maybe by the way, I really love personal space. That is the reason I've been and never again. I was like, there's too many people. Too many people. I can't.
Mm-hmm.
Just
So
being in
if you're
so.
if you're
No, I'm
traveling
saying,
now,
yeah. Uh huh.
like airports now, like if someone tells
Yeah.
you you have to fly out, would you be scared? Like anxious at the airport, touching surfaces in the flights. Like me, I'm
I will.
thinking and I'm like,
Yeah.
what? It's
By the
scary,
way,
isn't it?
it can be. It can be. I think what
Yeah.
you know what I've realized.
Hmm.
What has for me left me not too scared with this COVID at this point. In fact, the only thing that I'm really afraid of is people. I'm not because people are mannerless.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that scared of I'm not scared of supermarkets because those ones will sanitize their surfaces, whatever. So I'm even sure now in a plane they will sanitize the things, they will clean them, and also after getting to wherever I'm going, the first thing I'm doing is going to the shower.
Mm-hmm.
First thing, and I will be sanitizing all through that trip. So I'm not worried. I am worried about, if I see someone without their mask, I'm not going near them. Thankfully, for flights, they will force everyone to wear masks
Mm-hmm.
until, but honestly, I wouldn't want to be, if it's 3 seats, I wouldn't want to be,
Yeah.
for it to be a full 3 seats. Like I'd rather
Yeah.
before, which I've never liked anyway. Now I don't like it even more. Like I'd rather be me, like a space, than and the other person. I
Mm-hmm.
would prefer it that way. Like if we find it's a
Wow.
full flight, I'd just be, I'm not sure.
Yeah. You'd be like,
Yeah,
okay.
but yeah, but
Okay.
I'm not too, I'm not too afraid. It's people like gatherings are the ones I'm not doing. Like I'll pick a flight
Yeah. Yeah.
over a gathering with people I
Whole
don't know.
gathering.
I'll
Yeah.
pick a
True.
flight, honestly. Just
True.
because in flights people are hyper aware and the
Mm.
attendants force people to wear their masks, all those things like people are aware
Mm-hmm.
that we are going into like a COVID magnet. So everyone is just comes cleansed. People are in those masks, those things, but I'm not wearing those clothes for whatever. I'm like, no.
Imagine if
I'll
they tell us
just,
to wear those.
if they do, ni sawa. If we're all if that's the requirement, I will. But yani, out of my own volition,
Ah,
I don't see that as comfort.
I
But
know, I
anyway,
know.
with COVID, comfort is not the priority.
True, true, very
Yeah.
true. So wear a mask, guys, wherever you are.
Mask,
Thank you
mask,
so
and
much,
avoid these
Mutua.
gatherings. Especially these gatherings
Yeah.
are not. I feel like people, especially get these gatherings where people are drinking, like people are becoming too reckless in a way that
Mm.
is not is worrying me a little.
It's really, yeah. It's getting now. It's getting scary. Now
Yeah,
it is.
because we'll do this, and then December is coming, and most people will go up country to see their
Yeah.
families,
Mm.
and
I
that is how
know,
this
and that's
thing
what I was
will
like.
now
Oh
start
God,
spreading
December is
everywhere.
coming. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And then
I
they'll
don't
be
know.
mad if there is a lockdown in December. Like, oh,
No, I
anyways.
think yeah, but it won't be like it. I think a lockdown in December, I think is called for probably. I mean, not a
Mm-hmm.
lockdown. I don't know. Like if we keep, I don't think this will be lifted for December. This curfew.
Curfew, yeah.
Yeah, it will be lifted.
Thank you so much, Joshua, for joining me
Anyway,
today.
thanks for having me. This was
It was
fun.
truly, truly an honor, and I was so
Yeah.
excited. I was like, oh, at first I didn't believe that you accepted. I was like, you accepted?
What do you mean?
Hey, hey, big
Why would I
wig, dude.
refuse?
Big wig.
Please. These are small things. Don't be scared of these small things. They're just numbers.
True. That's true. That's true. That's true. Thank you
Yeah,
so
yeah.
much. So I'll sign out now.
All
Bye.
right. Bye bye, guys. Thanks for joining.
Take care.
You too. You too. Be well. Stay safe.
You too. You too. Bye.
All right. Thank you. Good night. Bye bye.
Good night. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me for today's episode. Oh my God, we spoke for I think 1 hour 20 minutes. Amazing, so much fun. Thank you so much again. This live will be up on my IGTV right now and on YouTube later on. Until next, I think until tomorrow. Yeah, I have a new episode tomorrow live again. Yeah, until then, bye. Thank you so much for joining.